Next to me, I've got a $625 detailing tool that will cut your car washing time in half. Listen, before we talk about this tank and why you're wasting a ton of time if you don't have it, make sure you guys go below in the YouTube description box and get my free essential detailing toolbox. This is the top 12 tools and products that you need to start your detailing business, not only in an effective way, but in a profitable way. And all of these tools and products are available for under $500. Whether you're a beginner or you're in your detailing business growing it, I would check that out because it's a really helpful resource. It also comes with a free 7-part video series that shows you how not to use those products so that you don't damage your own vehicle or any of your customers' vehicles. Now, this is obviously a deionized water tank. It's called the Pro 100 from Spot Free Water Systems. Yes, the link will be in the YouTube description box below. No, I'm not an affiliate. No, I don't get paid. This is just a really great DI system. Now, I want to talk about this DI system from 3 different perspectives. Number 1, when should you get one? Number 2, is it worth the money? And number 3, when do I use it most? Now, let's first talk about when you should get a deionized water tank as a professional detailer. You guys are gonna see different clips in this video of me washing different colored paints, but mainly black paint in the direct sunlight. And I asked myself this question many years ago: when should I get a deionized water tank? Here's the most simple piece of advice I can give from one professional detailer to another professional detailer. Often detailers overbuy and they're actually under focusing on the things that bring cash flow into their business, which of course is their customers. A DI tank is something that is one of the most fundamental things I actually suggest every detailer purchases. But the first thing I want you to do is to make sure you're building your local optimization online so that your customers are actually coming into your business and you're getting cars to wash in the first place. Here's the thing about deionized water. It is really nice to have, but it is not necessary to have. So if you are only doing 1, 2, 3 details per week, then you actually have the luxury of taking a little bit more time per detail. So you're not rushed through a wash. You don't have to have the ultra convenient tool, and you can get that car wash done or car detail done in the direct sun and avoid buying a DI tank because you can use things like distilled water with the Gary Dean method. You can use optimum no rinse and a rinseless wash, or you could just go section by section, drying it after you're done so that the water doesn't have time to sit on the paint. My point is, there are ways to actually get around buying a DI tank for $625 when you don't have the cash flow to sustain it or to justify it. Now, when should you buy a deionized water tank? The second you start seeing cars where you're actually moving from one client's house to the next, or you're dealing with a lot of high-end vehicles where you're doing ceramic coatings and you want an easy way to avoid spotting, because we all know water spots are really annoying to deal with on ceramic coatings, that's when I suggest getting a DI tank. Yes, it can be difficult to pull the trigger because you're like, that's several $100s that I'm kind of scared to spend, but it's one of those things that immediately makes your life so much easier. You realize, wow, yes, it was expensive, but oh my gosh, it's totally paying for itself. You guys can see even in these videos, I am not drying these cars. It completely eliminates one of the steps of the detailing process from my detailing process. I don't have to dry. I don't have to move quicker than I really want to. And I can literally wash a car in any condition I want, and I do not worry about water spotting. Now, the second question is it worth the money? Because let's face it, $625 is a significant amount of money for detailers, especially in the beginning stages. So do we really want to drop that kind of cash on a tank like this? I think the best way to look at this is to compare this particular spotless system to other spotless systems that are less expensive. One of the first things you're going to find if you go through Amazon reviews or any detail retail site where they sell spot-free systems that are a bit less expensive is that detailers are constantly complaining about those systems having to be refilled with the resin inside the tank that only lasts so long constantly, and they only get through like 5 to 10 washes before they actually have to refill it. I can't tell you exactly how many washes you're going to get through with a tank like this because, as you guys know, the resin inside of the tank, it actually measures the mineral content, kind of like the calcium content inside of water. That's what makes up hard water. And you can use a little water mineral reader. Actually, it measures it in parts per million, so it's called PPS. And you can see here, when you're dealing with hard water straight out of the tap, straight out of the hose, you're going to get a crazy reading, like 100, 150, 200, depending on how hard the water is. Then when you use the spot-free system and you fill up water into a bucket with the system where the water actually runs into the resin before it runs into your bucket, you can get a reading of literally 0, which means that water is completely filtered. All of those tiny little mineral parts have been filtered out, and you've got nothing but pure water in that bucket. There's no parts per million reading. And so that resin inside the tank does have to be refilled. But while I can't be exact with a product like this because it depends on how hard your water is, how often you're using it, I can say that this resin is going to last far longer than like the $200, $300, even $150 Pro spot-free water tanks on Amazon and things like that. And the last question is, when do I use this product most? Because as you guys know, if we're having to refill the resin the more I use it, then I do want to be kind of conservative about when I use it, where I use it, how much I use it. The simple answer here is, as you are washing a car, there is nothing wrong with foaming down the car with regular hard water mixed with your foam can and soap. There's nothing wrong with even washing a car with your bucket having that hard water in it. But one of the easiest ways to preserve the resin, to preserve the life of the resin inside the tank so that you don't have to refill it as often, and in essence just to preserve your ability to use the DI water when you need it and not just when it's kind of feeling convenient, is using it as a final rinse. I can use hard water to wash a car, hard water to foam down a car, hard water to rinse the foam before I move to my agitation wash, but when I wash off my agitation wash or I'm moving into the final rinse, I want to rinse everything with the DI water. So I simply turn the levers to the on position. Again, that's just going to be parallel, pointing straight out front. It's going to allow the water to mix with the resin before it comes out of the other hose. And then I'm washing not only all of the soap off the paint, but also all of the hard water off of the paint. Now, I do want to emphasize my point that you can absolutely get a spot-free car wash without DI water, though once again, when you start hitting those thresholds that I explained in this video, I do think it's something helpful to have. Guys, if you want to check out the Pro 100 tank right here, the link will be in the YouTube description box below. Once again, I'm not an affiliate, I don't make any money. It's just a really good product that I think should be out there for people who need it. And again, don't bounce off this video before you go below and grab the Essential Detailing Toolbox, which again is the top 12 tools and products that I suggest for detailers. The truth is, it is really difficult to figure out what tools and products you need, what chemicals work best, what chemicals don't work best, how to use them, when to use them, and I've already done all that work for you, so don't go waste your money on stuff. Just grab the PDF below with that 7-part free video series and save your money. Let other people make the mistakes because they have. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button if you like content like this, and as always from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I will see you in the next video.